Hello everybody and welcome to today's live session. My name's Heather Murdoch. I'm looking forward to answering all your questions today. I'm part of the Access Now Success team, so it's my role to help you understand more about the Ezoic dashboard, all the data that you have access to, as well as the wider publishing space as well. I do these live sessions at 12 o'clock on a Tuesday at British Standard Time and on Wednesdays at 9 a.m. on British Standard Time as well. For these Tuesday sessions, we've got 30 minutes together today where you can ask all the questions that you've got, and please do remember that no question is too small. That's what today's for, to ask all those questions that you would like an answer to, and then I'm more than happy to help you. Where I don't have the answers available to you, or where it's better for a account security point of view for you to get answers elsewhere, I'll make sure that you've got those next steps available to you, so that you can get the answers that you're looking for. Hey, Happy Kid, thank you for joining us today. So just while we're waiting for the questions to come in, just to let you folks know, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, if you go to the comments section, you'll be able to drop your questions in there. I'll be able to see them. They'll come up on another screen that I have, and then I'll answer them in the order that they come in. In terms of these sessions, what I do is, for today, like I said, I've put 30 minutes to one side, but if you've got all your questions already answered, then I do finish the sessions early, and that helps me to then help other publishers, either through tickets or also through community as well. Hi, Val Jr. Thank you for joining me. So Tash has said, hello, Heather. Hi, Tash. Thank you for joining me today. What's the traffic limit like for the Ezoic free hosting? So we don't set any traffic limits for the Ezoic free hosting. And the reason for that is that it is mainly designed for publishers who are sort of new to Ezoic and have got sort of fairly smaller sites that they're looking to use the free hosting from, just to be more economical with the money that they've got from a business point of view. Much bigger sites can use the free hosting, and some of them do. They find it really useful for their business. The important thing to remember, though, is it is a free service, and so we have very limited tech support around the hosting in general, and all the tech support that we do have is largely in the US. So depending on which time zone you're on, you may find that that's a bit difficult to get the support that you're looking for, because you may have to wait sort of overnight for the US team to come online, for them to take a look at it and get the answers that you're needing. What I'll do, Tash, is I'll get hold of an article just now which talks you through the web hosting in more detail, and I'll put it in the comments section so you can bookmark that and take a look at that later. Bear with me though, because what's going to happen is when I go and find that article, the sound will drop off. So I haven't gotten anywhere. I'm still here. I will come back to you in just a moment, so bear with me. Okay, Tej, I've been able to find that article and I've dropped it into the comments there. So that will come through into the comments flow that you've got there, and you'll be able to bookmark that for later. If you're an Access Now publisher and you do have any further questions about the free hosting, do reach out to us on community, and we can either get the answer for you straight away because we have that knowledge, or we can speak to our wider team and get that information back to you as well. If you're level 1 or higher, do reach out to our technical support team through your Ezoic dashboard, and they'll be happy to help as well. Okay, so let's move on to our next question now. Happy Kid has said, my domain is still getting disapproved. I'm sorry to hear that, Happy Kid. Did our team reach out to you? Were you able to get a response from them? Last time we talked, I sent a message to the team and they were going to reach out for you and help support you with the questions that you had. So just while we're waiting for Happy Kid to respond, I'll just move on to Respect 24/7's question. Hi, Respect 24/7. Thank you for joining me today. The question is, please can you reapply my site that was disapproved? For this question, Respect 24/7, do reach out to us either on community, if you're Access Now, or if you're a level 1 publisher or higher, reach out to us on live chat or tickets. And the reason for that is with looking at your site and the disapprovals, we will need to access your account. So we'll need to make sure that we keep your account secure. And by reaching out to us through community or through tickets, we can verify your email address matches your account, and then can keep your account secure and take a look at that for you. Okay, so just while we're waiting for Happy Kid to reply and for any more questions to come in, one of the things I always like to take you through is the Ezoic blog, and the reason for that is that there's always so much information in here that you can use for growing your site. So one of the things that I was looking at yesterday was about the 6 unique ways to get more traffic to your site. So obviously traffic is the lifeblood of your site. Outside of the content, that's what's content brings your readers to your site, and then obviously the traffic is what the advertisers are looking for to put their ads in front of, and that's going to help you with your revenue goals. And what was really interesting about these ways to get traffic was that it was different from other ways that I've seen. So it's using things like Reddit, and then also using Quora as well, which I thought was quite interesting. Outside of that, collaborating with other creators, so cross collaborations, creating interactive content that can really help with engagement, run a giveaway, create infographics as well. So what I'll do is I'll put this link into the comment section there again, so that you can bookmark that and take a look at that after today's session. As always, if you've been on one of these calls before, I always do recommend that you sign up for the newsletters as well here. I know how busy you folks are and how much you're juggling. So by having this information drop directly into your inbox, you can then take a quick look at that when you've got a few minutes, and then use that information the next time you're working on your site. So Tash has said, thanks for the article. I've just read it. No problem at all, Tash. Tash has said, would you recommend the free hosting for below 50,000 traffic per month? That really depends, Tash, on a number of different things. The main thing being where you're located in the world. Next thing alongside that, Tash, is how much of your skills are technical skills. I'm not technical from that way of interacting with websites or building websites around sort of hosting and interacting with different SFTP files and things like that. That's not how my brain works. If your brain does work like that and you find stuff like that really easy, then you may find that the free hosting is a good option for you. And also take into consideration things like your time as well. Obviously, if you're paying for a hosting subscription, then you're using your time to earn money to pay for that hosting subscription, which you might find is the best option for you. With a paid subscription, you obviously get a different level of support around the hosting. With ours being free, the support that we give you is limited, like I mentioned. But equally, I can understand around hosting fees, you may decide, well, actually, I want to save that money and put it towards something else, and I'm quite happy to do any technical work that I need to myself. And so that would sort of lead you to the decision that the free hosting is right for you. So I'm sorry, I can't give you a definite answer on that one, Tash, as to what the best decision is, because it really does depend on what's right for you as an individual. So have a think if you would like to talk about it more and talk about the different options. Like I say, if you're Access Now, reach out to us in community. We'd love to have that conversation and help you more. Or if you're level 1 or higher, do reach out to us in live chat or tickets. Again, we can get further information there for you as well that will help that decision-making process. So Viral TikToks has said, what percentage of plagiarism is acceptable and what tools can I use to check plagiarism? So in terms of plagiarism, I think what you're meaning there is kind of scraped content. It's worth taking a look at Google's policies and Viral TikTok around scraped content. They don't allow scraped content on sites that are advertising or using advertising with them. Ezoic is a Google Ads partner, and so very similarly, we don't work with sites that have scraped content on them. From a Google search results as well, there is indications that Google won't index pages that are duplicates of other pages. So it's worth looking into that and doing that research to be able to understand about the wider implications of that. In terms of free tools, at Ezoic, we don't have any tools that we have around being plagiarism checkers, but that's a good idea, and I'll certainly pass that on. What I would recommend doing is if you're on Twitter, Viral TikToks, or if you're part of a blogging community group, do reach out to them, and you'll be able to get sort of first-hand advice about different tools that people have used, how they found that effective, and the costs as well. So Ash McWinney has said, at Tash, I've used the Ezoic free hosting and it worked okay for me. I used it up to around 20,000 monthly visits with Leap and good caching. The speed was great, would recommend. Thank you so much, Ash, for that feedback. That's really useful for us to all hear, as well as Tash as well. I think that's one of the things I really love about these live sessions, is that we can all learn from each other. And also for you folks, that you can get recommendations as well from other publishers when they've used different Ezoic tools. Okay. So Healthy Being Style has said, hi Heather, my ad serving was paused by AdSense and Ezoic due to traffic concerns. I fixed issues, AdSense reinstated ads. I have tried reaching Ezoic team, but my efforts are infutile. Kindly assist. So Healthy Being Style, it's been a bank holiday weekend here. So our team have been out of the office, many of them for 4 days, Friday to Monday. And so we're just getting back into the office now. So what I would recommend doing is waiting another 24 hours to give the team an opportunity to reply. If you haven't heard from the team by then, do reach out to us if you're Access Now on community, and we can look into that for you. Level 1 or higher, reach out via ticket or live chat, and we can then find out what's happening for you and be able to then get an answer for you as to what's happening. But in terms of the no response, it's like I say, it has been a bank holiday weekend here, so thank you for bearing with us. We'll get back to you just as soon as we can now that everyone's back in the office. Okay, so Tasha said, at Ash McWinney, thanks a bunch. No downtime issues. So Ash, if you are still on the call and have got a few minutes, Tash has a question there. If you do have any additional feedback, that would be fantastic. And thank you again for the feedback that you've given earlier. Okay, so we don't have any more questions that have come in so far. Just waiting for another couple of minutes just to see if you folks do have any questions. Like I say, no question is too small or too silly. That's what we're here for today, is to be able to answer any questions or concerns that you do have. One of the things that I wanted to bring to your attention is, if you are an Access Now publisher, last week the urgent revenue issues button went live. Some of our larger sites have had that a couple of weeks earlier, but it has now gone live for Access Now publishers. And if you take a look at community, I'll just get that article up for you. I've pinned it to the top. So it's urgent revenue issues tool. This walks you through sort of a very basic guide about how you can use the urgent revenue issues. So you find them on your Ezoic dashboard, just above the estimated earnings. When you click on them, it takes you to the tab in your Ezoic dashboard. Some are auto fix, so the ones at the top auto fix. You can just click all the buttons that you want to fix and then click on Fix All, and our AI will do that for you. And some of them are then manually fixed as well, where if you click on the Fix button, it will take you to the appropriate page, and then you can then fill out that information and be able to resolve that for you. There is an article here which explains more about this in detail. So again, I'll pop that into the thread there for you to bookmark for later. So Ash has said, hi Heather, is there a way to have Humix Video play a random recommended video after the dedicated page video is finished? I don't believe so, Ash. I know that you can set up playlists for each of your different pages. You could do it sort of by page, by category, and what you could do then is have a sort of set playlist where you have one video first, and then it goes on to play other videos after that. You can also sort of play random videos that are link to that page. So say if you're a website about travel and you have lots of articles about traveling around Spain, you can select sort of the best fit video for that particular page. But I don't think we have a way currently of being able to then play a random recommended video after that. What I will do though is I'll recommend that to the team, as that would be a good way to then get additional engagement with a website page. And if people are really liking watching that video, they might then go on to watch other ones. So I will let the team know. If you'd like any feedback about that, Ash, in terms of what the team say, do reach out to us on community. If you're an Access Now publisher, level 1 or higher, reach out on Tickets or live chat, and we'll be able to update you from there on what the team have said. The team are always bringing out new recommendations and new updates, and we do really value what feedback our publishers give. Many of the changes that we make and the improvements that we make are based on our publishers' user experience and their ideas, because obviously you folks are the ones that are using the tools every day and are the ones of doing creating the articles and finding, if you like, problems and coming to us for solutions. So where we do, we provide those solutions in the form of new tools or updated features just as soon as we can. So Viral TikToks has said, can I send you my site to evaluate it to check if it would be getting approved soon or not. So viral TikToks, if this is a site that's already on Ezoic, or is this a site that you're looking to add to Ezoic currently? If it's a site that's already on Ezoic, what I would recommend doing is, if you're Access Now, create a thread in community. If you are level 1 or higher, do reach out to us on live chat or tickets. If you've got concerns around plagiarized content, then what we will need to do is run that past our platform quality team. They have specialist tools that I don't have access to, that can take a look at your site from a scraped content point of view, and check the content on there, and they can then give you updated information from there. If it's a site that hasn't been added to Ezoic yet, what I would recommend doing is finding the plagiarism tools checkers first, and running them through your site, making sure that there isn't any plagiarized or scraped content on there at all before adding it to Ezoic. It just helps to speed that approvals process up for you, and then makes it a whole much more smoother experience for you from going through Ezoic. We're not able to do platform quality checks on sites that aren't added to Ezoic, and again, that's to protect publishers' account security. But do reach out to us, and we will of course help where we can. So Ash McWhinney has said, okay, that sounds good. Essentially, I'd like the suggested videos to play after, the same way it would as if I didn't have any videos of my own on the page. Yeah, that sounds good, Ash. I can sort of picture that in terms of how it would work, and it would be really useful, wouldn't it? It's a bit like Netflix, isn't it, where you finish watching one series and then it puts at the bottom, things of sort of link to that it would recommend, and then you get hooked on another series straight away. So I can see how that would work for the Humix videos as well. So thank you for that suggestion. I'll make sure our team receive that, and we can go from there. Okay, so we've got just under 10 minutes left before we finish today. If you do have any questions, feel free to send them over to me, and I'll be delighted to help answer them for you. I will finish the call at 12:30 today. It gives me that opportunity to be able to then answer questions in community or tickets. But if you think after today, oh gosh, I really wish I'd asked that question, then do remember that I have another live session at 9 a.m. tomorrow on British Standard Time. That session is longer, it's an hour. I'd love to see you there as well. So Mohammed Ahmed has said, Ad Manager domain status disapproved. Your domain has been disapproved by Google. Low value content. You may reapply using the button below. When the issue is fixed, click here for more information on disapprovals. So with this, Mohammed, please can I check if you've gone through to the link about more information on disapprovals, and if you have any questions about that. If you do, let me know. We've got about just under 10 minutes left, and I'd be happy to answer them for you. One thing that's also worth noting is that we do have later this month a session dedicated to the Google Ad Manager MCM queries, and being able to ask any questions that you've got about that. It was really successful last month, and so we've started doing that on a monthly basis so that we can talk through Google's expectations about sites, what they're looking for from the experiences that we've had and publishers have had, and give you feedback and advice on how you could overcome the disapprovals and be able to get your site passed for MCM, and then be able to earn revenue through Ezoic. Okay, I'm just waiting for Mohammed to come back to me just with any questions that you have. So, Mohammed, we've got about 5 minutes left. So, please do let me know any questions that you have, and I'd be delighted to help answer them for you. If anyone else has any questions, like I say, we've got 5 minutes left. I'll stay on the call until 12:30, so for another 5 minutes, and then we'll finish today. What I'll do is while we're waiting for questions to come in, I'll just go and get the link to the trainings that we've got later this month, so you folks have got visibility of that. The sound will go off again just while I go and get that link, but do bear with me. I'll be back in just a moment for you. Thanks for bearing with me, everyone. So I'll just pop that link in there to Ezoic's YouTube, where all the details are for the live session. It's on the 26th of April, and that's about Google Ad Manager MCM. So if you are having any problems with getting the MCM approved, do reach out to us as part of that webinar, and we'd love to help you with that. So Ash has asked, I'm curious if you would recommend providing different languages. I currently have a paid for translation service, but it is expensive. Do you see sites benefiting from alternative languages? I have large amounts of traffic from Spain and Italy and was wondering if I could use ChatGPT to translate pages myself. So, in terms of this, I'll break it down into 2 steps, Ash. So, in terms of the first question about providing different languages for your website, yes, on the whole, we definitely recommend doing that. It enables your content to be seen by a wider audience. It also helps you to kind of weather the storm of fluctuations in sort of the year, in the publishing year, better, because obviously when one country is experiencing a bank holiday and perhaps ad rates are down, another country isn't, and so ad rates might be sort of steady or level. It also gives you more content ideas, where if you're researching content ideas in different languages, that might bring up content that you write in one language first, and then you also write in English as well, so that you've got that multilingual aspect to it. So we would definitely recommend having a dual languages to your site if you think it's something that would fit in with your business. In terms of relying on ChatGPT to translate it, I don't know about that at the moment, Ash. And the reason why I say that is because ChatGPT is an AI system, and it's fantastic at what it does. But equally, part of the ChatGPT system is that human element of checking and making sure it's correct. ChatGPT is an AI, so it doesn't know to not plagiarize. It doesn't know not to lie. It doesn't know not to just kind of fill content in or fill random words in. For example, if you said, write me 1,000 words about traveling to Spain, ChatGPT might duplicate paragraphs to get to 1,000 words. And if you don't speak that language, you're not going to be able to know that or understand that and you're not going to be able to put that human element to it. So if you're just putting an article into ChatGPT and saying, translate to Spanish, and then copying that information and pasting it in your site, you may find that you get issues with reactions from your readers, or reactions from Google in terms of that content not being correct. So in terms of how to make that process cheaper for yourself, because I can understand as a business owner, like every business owner now, you want to make sure that you're streamlining your costs as much as possible. What I would recommend doing is reaching out on Twitter if you're somebody who enjoys using Twitter, or if you're part of a community group of different website publishers or content creators. Reach out to them and find out what they recommend and how they translate their content. There'll be lots of different ideas there that you'll be able to then do some research on and find out what's the right fit for your business. Okay, well, thank you all so much for joining me today. That brings us to the end of our time. I've really appreciated you spending time with me. And if you're around tomorrow at 9 a.m. British Standard Time and have got questions, do join me then. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.